Hello, this is Arcades, and welcome to the next episode in this Foundry QuickStart guide that I've been doing on my channel. And, last one, we got underground miners installed. Now, let's get a little bit more efficient setup. Something to use on our belts. So, we're going to do that. We're going to get a base setup done, get it shoved up the elevator, and yeah, we're going to maximize an elevator, hopefully. Alright, see you on the other side. Alright, so we are back, and we got our rubble coming in from the last episode. It's being processed into Ignum ore, running through the system, along with the ferrite ore getting turned into steel ingots and then into steel beams. So we're going to go ahead and grab all these steel beams. We're going to make a few items because I'm going to show a more extensive setup for our setup downstairs. So what we're going to make is we're going to make 4 more depots. 2, 3, 4. We're going to make 4 more rail miners. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go ahead and make 20 more of these. 2, 3, 4. So we got 20 down there. And actually, we're going to go ahead and make 25. We're going to make them all, because we're going to need all those rests. So I'm going to head downstairs, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so we're downstairs. We're back down here with the miner. We've run into a little bit of a problem. As you can see, it's not dropping out any of the stuff right now, and that is because we have run out of this. In fact, we never put any in, so it's already gone to the maximum length it's going to go to this, so we need to extend this out. At the same time, we're also going to expand the setup. We're going to get some more production out of it. And what this production will be is the start of your, this will handle your initial expansions for the later materials. You can expand on this farther if you wish to, that's up to you, but this is going to be the basic setup for this. And we're also going to set this up to match also a different production for later, which I will try to mention at the end of this if possible. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab this, and we're just going to go ahead and pick it up. We're just going to grab it and get it out of the way, including this. Oh, because actually, let's go ahead and do this. Because we're going to put another elevator here, but I need some room, so we're going to take care of this first. So we're going to add more rail depots and miners here. So that's going to require a space of 5. The reason why we need 5 is because on the side of the miner, there's the panel for the controls. And if you put them directly next to each other, which you are capable of doing, like in said manner, you will not be able to access panel from the side. Now you can offset them. That requires more room. So keep in mind that is an option as well, because you could go far as like doing this, you know, offset them in that manner, and then you still have access to the panel, and you just go on from there. See, yeah, you have access to the panel and all that. Alright, now, however, I'm not going to be offsetting them like this. I'm going to be putting them an equal length right next to each other, but that is an option you can do. So, now what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to put them one space apart like this. Whoops. You can still get in here, access the panel, and all that. Now we're going to I'm going to throw 3 more down here. I'm going to go ahead and put the miners in them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got them all installed. I have got their railings installed. I've got the rail miners installed into the machines. Now and I've got them hooked up to the power network. Now, as you see here, I end up using 2 of these onto one power pole, connecting over and connecting it to another 2. And this was sitting here for future expansion. Because at some point we're going to have to go that way or that way, whichever works. Now, I managed to get room and I cleared out the rest of the belting here. We also need to deal with this change right here that I was wanting to do as well. So this one will be quick because this is the actual one we're going to use for our elevator. Take it up. This one's going to change to a different spot. So we're now going to move this, and we're going to alter this because I want to use this these right here. Now, as you can see, we've got 2 sets of snapping points. Get these out of the way. And we're going to take our freight elevator to top and we're going to put it right here. Change that. So now this is appropriately set up for what we need. We're going to grab the other one. And you can see there's a big opening up here. Now I ended up clearing this out earlier for the previous video, but it never got in there. So, but yeah, so we coded it out and we're putting this line up here. And this will be for something else in the future, maybe near future. But either way, that's sitting there right now. Now, you may be asking, okay, so we have all this stuff, what's up with the numbers and such? Well, so here's the thing. Those rail miners, if you look right here, they tell you information. It says suitable for Ignum Rock, max items, 150 a minute. The Tier 2 elevator, which we're using, maxes out, or the Freight Elevator 2 maxes out at 640. The elevators, the freight elevators, 1 and 2, max out at double the capacity of the belt of the same tier. So, conveyor 1 is 160. Elevator 1 is 320. That's double that. Conveyor 2 is 320. Double that is the 640. Now, with these being 150, that means we have 300. We have 300 available from 4 rail miners. You're like, well, you got 5. Well, the 5th one's actually going to the one we just put upstairs. That's going to have its own purpose. Okay, we're back down here. Time to hook up these 4 miners to the elevator over here. We'll be doing this one up to this other one right there that we just put at the top there. But what we need to do is get these 4 in, and I want to balance them out evenly. Now, you have multiple ways you can then hook this up. You can literally you can do this, and then grab your, belts, and just take them straight into the elevator and put another one, like that. That is completely acceptable. You can put one for each machine, or you could even go as far as, putting 2 machines on the same thing, because 150, 300 on a 320 belt, that'll max it out. So you can do that, and that works. But the problem with that is that here on the map you'll notice these things have little blue lines denoting which one is which. These are the machines right here. And what'll happen is when these get full, say like you're not actually using the full 300 from this line. Well, what will happen is this one will back up because this one is constantly throwing in. And whatever's on the belt has priority over what's in the machine. So this will have to wait for the rubble to pass by until there's a gap, and then it spits out. Well, if this gets full, it stops mining. And if it stops mining, it starts holding reserve. Now, of its minor things. So you're constantly having to fill this one, but not this one. And it makes things look skewed. Now, if you're going at full speed, then it probably won't matter. However, if you want to make it a more balanced output, no matter what their speed is, there's a few ways you can do this. Now, one, technically you can actually do this and the elevator will balance it out in the same manner, but that takes a lot of room because that's 4 belts coming through here. We don't got that room right down here right now. So what we're gonna do instead, we're just gonna clear this up real quick. And I'm gonna want you to build one of these Logistic Containers 2. They require some steel beams, so make sure you have some for that. And these have a 4x2 area covered. Whoops. No, I didn't want to make that. Oh well, I got an extra one. Okay, so we're gonna grab one of these. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it sideways like this. And we're just going to put it about, say, right here. That looks good enough. Then we're going to take our loaders, and we're just going to put 4 on here. And they each have their own input. We're going to put a loader on each of these. You don't have to put the same position, just whatever works. And then we're going to feed each of these to each of those inputs. Should be simple enough. Just like this. Okay, so now we have them coming in evenly. And what it will do is it will go, you know, when the machine comes in, an item comes in, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll take them evenly amongst all the inputs, and then we'll spit them out evenly amongst the outputs. So since we got this outputting later, so we got to make sure we leave room for it. We're going to grab, and then these are coming in at 640. Well, we need 2 belt outputs because it's too much for just 1 belt to handle. So we're going to go ahead and grab 2 more outputs. I'm going to grab 2 inputs here. And we're just going to hook them straight into there. Just as I was showing earlier, but now we're only using 2. Kudos if you can do it without causing trouble with your elevator. But yeah, keep in mind distances and such. Or, you know, how your belts are going to flow, because they got to have room to do their job. And there we go. Now, for the fun part. Let's start the rail miners. Now this all is going, okay. Now we're going to go ahead and add rails to these. So I have 18. Is that what I ended up with? Yes. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and cap this out and make what I can make. And then we're going to put the rest in here. So right now I have 18. And so 18. Hold on. How many are we going to have? We got 28 right now. We're going to have 32. 32 divided by 5. That's going to be 6.4. So one of them's going to have an extra. So we're going to we'll put the extra in there. This will have 7 in it, even though we're not running this right now. So we're just going to go ahead and put in, whoops. So you hold shift and you get to split. Whoops. And then just put it right here in the rail track spot. Now I said we're needed to get about 6. Yeah. Just put it there in the track spot. And as you can hear, it now has a track. It's starting to go again. So you can do this actively. That's why it didn't take 6. It did take 6, but it dropped 1 immediately. Okay. And now what we're also going to do I said that'll go into there. And now I'm going to go through real quick and I'm going to activate these 4. 2, 3, 4. By hitting the launch the rail miner. And you see it spawned all of them. And now they're slowly doing their thing. Just give it time. And now you will start to see all this to come. Ooh, excuse me. All this to come in. Okay. So that's the very basics. However, there is going to be a cost to this. That's 4 megawatts. And even at best, let's see, what was our setup did like 20 something, and we were already consuming 14. We need to expand the power. However, that's going to be something a little bit, but if you want a little sneak peek at what you can do to enhance your power, and what I'm going to cover on the next video, craft yourself some combustion generators and see if you can figure out how to use those, because that's what we're going to talk about next one as we enhance the power of this, because this setup will not last the night because it consumes too much power at the moment. And that is why we have this setup right here, because that one machine is actually going to feed the extra Ignum ore on that one belt into here. So, all right. So I hope this helped you out. This will get you a greater setup going. And if you can figure out how to turn the rubble into ore and feed it into combustion generators, which was what we'll go over on the next video, all the better. So I'm Arcades. I stream on twitch.tv. I do engineering games as Arcades Test, T-E-S-T. And yeah, I hope this helped you out. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. If you have anything you need to ask, feel free to say so, and I'll try to get to it as best I can. This is Arcades, signing out. Have yourself a good day.